Pope Francis led his first Easter Mass at the Vatican Sunday. It drew an overflow crowd to St. Peter's Square. Catholic leaders also displayed the Shroud of Turin on Italian television over the weekend. Alan Pizzey looks at the new research that focuses on the Shroud and its disputed history.
It's one of the most revered and mysterious objects in the Catholic faith, protected in a bulletproof, climate-controlled case. Many Catholics believe this 14-foot-long by 3.5-foot-wide linen cloth was Christ's burial shroud. The last time it was seen in public, the then Pope Benedict prayed before the shroud, and more than 2 million people lined up to do the same, a chance that only comes about once a decade. In a parting gift before he resigned, Benedict authorized a TV program on the shroud, and the Church sanctioned a computer app. Called Shroud 2.0, the app features high-definition photographs that highlight details invisible to the naked eye. Welcoming the new look at the shroud, Pope Francis called it an icon rather than a relic, a fine but important distinction in church parlance.
Sfigurato, assomiglia a tanti volti di uomini e di donne.
This disfigured face resembles all those faces of men and women marred by a life which does not respect their dignity, Francis said, by war and violence which afflict the weakest. And yet, at the same time, the face in the shroud conveys a great peace. This tortured body expresses a sovereign majesty.
Questo corpo torturato esprime una sovrana maestà.
A new study by scientists using technology that measures radiation intensity through wavelengths dated it from somewhere between 300 BC and 400 AD. A 1988 study using carbon-14 dating concluded that the shroud was a clever fake made between 1260 and 1390. But those results were disputed on the basis that the sample may have been contaminated by fibers from repairs done after the shroud was damaged by fire in the Middle Ages. So is it a hoax, or is it real?
Well, I think it's going to be impossible for us to ever prove who the man on the shroud is. So I think there's a limit to what science can tell us. We can tell us if the cloth is old enough. It can tell us if the image is an artwork or not, which we've now proven it's not.
The app makers claim the most detailed images of the shroud ever achieved are now available to the whole world, which means anyone can have an opinion. A sure way to cloud rather than clear up the mystery of the Shroud of Turin. For CBS This Morning, Alan Pizzey, Rome.